Doctors with GAINSWave. And I'm here today with Dr. Deborah Matthew, who is a GAINSWave provider in North Carolina. Dr. Matthew, please tell us about your specialty.
Yeah, so I have an integrative and functional medicine practice. We've been open for 13 years, and we specialize in men and women's hormone health, sexual health, and we look to do a comprehensive approach, trying to get to the root cause of why someone's having issues instead of just medicating their symptoms.
Fantastic. And how does GAINSWave come into your ethos or your philosophy of treating the root cause?
Yeah, well, so of course we have a lot of patients in the 40 to 60 and up age range, and this is a common, ED is a common problem that people suffer with. And so typically in a traditional practice, the treatment is the little blue pill, but of course that's medicating the symptom. With GAINSWave, what we're doing is we are actually helping to correct the underlying problem, which is interference with blood flow. And so by opening up the blood flow pathways using the GAINSWave treatments, we can actually restore function so that in some cases the little blue pill is no longer necessary.
And how long has GAINSWave been part of your practice?
We added GAINSWave a little bit over a year and a half ago, and we've been really pleased with it. We're getting really good results, and it's really growing rapidly.
And how did you hear about GAINSWave originally, Doctor?
You know, originally I heard about GAINSWave because I met Mark White from the company at a medical conference, and he was telling me about it. We just happened to randomly be seated next to each other at the table. And at that time, I didn't really think that much of it other than it seemed kind of interesting. But then when I talked to other practitioners who were doing it in their practice and heard about it, they loved it, they raved about it. And so that's when I decided that I would give it a try.
That's great. So you've been a GAINSWave provider for a year and a half. What features of the GAINSWave membership, of the GAINSWave program, do you find most valuable?
Well, we get multiple, people contacting the office every month because they've heard of GAINSWave, they've gone to the website, they found our contact information. And those are typically really great patients because they've already been educated about GAINSWave. They already know that they want it. At that point, the conversation is just about, how much is it and how do I get started? The other thing that's been super helpful for us is as we're getting started, we've got lots of questions, what's the best way to do things? And we have found that the educational materials on the website, the Facebook group that we're part of, has been a really, really great resource for us to make sure that we're doing it the best way, to troubleshoot when we come up with issues and problems. We've always had really great response from the GAINSWave team to help us out. Even just recently, when I now need to hire a new GAINSWave technician because we're so busy, my nurse can't do all of the treatments anymore. And I wasn't really sure how would I advertise for somebody to do a sexual health treatment on somebody. And I reached out to you, and within 24 hours, you had helped me out, and we got some really great ideas for how to market it. So it's really, really great to have a resource and to have the marketing stream.
On the subject of your patients, Doctor, how have they responded to the GAINSWave treatment? Good outcomes?
Yeah, really good outcomes. Just the other day, somebody wrote us out a testimonial, and he said he's 68 years old and he wished he had done this years ago. And, that's kind of what we see. So we have learned, as we've been doing this, really how to choose the right patients. And because now we're good at choosing the right patients, we're really finding that the outcomes are great. So sometimes they can see a difference, right away. Sometimes it takes, several treatments to really get things rolling, but we've been really pleased with it. And, when we can see that it's helping and when we have happy patients, it makes it so much easier for us to tell more people about it and be enthusiastic about it. So it's something that the staff is really enthusiastic about because we see that it's really making them happy with their treatment.
That's great. It's all about improving quality of life and,
Yes.
and improving outcomes. And finally, what would you tell a fellow doctor who's considering joining GAINSWave or adding GAINSWave to their practice?
It's really a good feeling to be able to offer a treatment that really helps people this way. So, there's things that melt fat, and there's all these other procedures out there that one could add to one's practice. But this is a really good feeling, knowing that you're really changing the quality of someone's life, and you're really changing something that is really, really important to men. And this is a really valuable service that we offer. And it's, the cost of entry to do this is much less than many other procedures out there. So to purchase the equipment, to get started, to train your staff, all of that is much less than many of the other treatments. The cost per patient, there's